This is News Today with Disneyland News Today. I'm Arlo with WWNT.com, and here now are the top Disneyland Resort stories for July 3rd, 2025. Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room has reopened a few days earlier than scheduled at Disneyland Park, just in time for the July 4th holiday weekend and the resort's 70th anniversary date. According to the Disneyland Resort website, the attraction is now open to guests as of Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, with operating hours from 12 p.m. Pacific Time to 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. However, it ultimately opened around 1:45 p.m. on the day that we went. On Wednesday, July 2nd, the attraction will operate from 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. before returning to operating from park open to park close on Thursday, July 3rd. The attraction has been closed for refurbishment since early May and was originally scheduled to reopen on July 3rd. The Enchanted Tiki Garden pre-show area reopened to guests on June 27th, though the pre-show was not running at the time. As part of its overhaul refurbishment, the Tangaroa tree outside was rebuilt with its old new life fall effect restored. The Tangaroa tree was added in 1963 when Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room first opened to guests, but it has not been functional for several years. The new life fall effect begins with the tree, voiced by Thurl Ravenscroft, introducing itself as Tangaroa, father of all gods and goddesses. Let me do my impression real quick. Here in this land of enchantment, I appear before you as a mighty tree. Stand back, O mystic powers, hear my call. From my limbs let new life fall. Tiki god babies then descend from Tangaroa's blue and pink blooms with flowers hanging below them. The effect is a little slower than before, and the babies don't drop as far. As for the other gods, their effects have also been mostly fixed and restored. Maui's clock isn't working, but his fountain is pouring into the bamboo chute, which then dumps water. Pele's fire effect was hit or miss previously, but is currently operating. Nigendi rocks back and forth. Tangaroa Roo has a bird figure on her head with spinning wings. Hina Kulua's water effect has been restored to its former glory. It was previously inconsistent and rarely worked fully, but now there is a complete rainfall around her crown. Koro and Rongo saw no significant changes, as their segments feature no animated effects. The pre-show video remains the same, telling the history of the Pineapple and Dole products. Inside, the theater has all new lighting, making everything look brighter and more vibrant. The spotlights on the overhangs are new additions. The content of the show has not been changed. You can watch our video of the newly reopened Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room at Disneyland Park right here on our YouTube channel. Disneyland is closing 7 attractions for refurbishment during the 70th anniversary celebration at Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. Attractions will close for refurbishment this summer amid the ongoing Disneyland 70th anniversary celebration. Star Tours The Adventures Continue will close first on Monday, June 30th. It's listed as closed through the duration of the Disneyland Resort calendar, which currently ends on August 7th, though cast members outside the attraction told us it would be closed through at least September. Pixar Pal Around at Disney California Adventure will be closed next. It's closing from July 14th through July 24th for a standard seasonal refurbishment. Just before Disneyland's actual 70th birthday, Main Street Cinema will close on July 15th and 16th for installation of the Sherman Brothers tribute featuring the short film The Last Verse, about an additional It's a Small World verse written by Richard M. Sherman before he passed in 2024. The tribute will open on July 17th alongside the debut of the titular last verse on It's a Small World. The ride reopened from refurbishment in May with new Coco figures. Meanwhile, the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail at Disney's California Adventure and Storybook Land Canal Boats at Disneyland Park will close on July 21st. Incredicoaster at Disney California Adventure and Casey Jr. Circus Train at Disneyland Park will close on July 28th. These are all listed as closed through at least August 7th. The Redwood Creek Challenge Trail is used for the Villains Grove experience at Oogie Boogie Bash, which is confirmed to return, so it should reopen in time for the first party date on August 17th. These join Matterhorn Bobsledge, which closed for refurbishment in early May and has no reopening date yet. After a 9-month refurbishment, Pixie Hollow is set to reopen on June 29th, and it did reopen this past week. Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room will reopen with a restored Tangaroa tree effect on July 3rd, after a little over 2 months. At the Main Street Opera House, Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is closed and not expected to return until after the Disneyland 70th anniversary celebration, which runs through the summer of 2026. Walt Disney A Magical Life will run in its place beginning on July 17th. After the celebration, the 2 shows will rotate. The source is the Orange County Register. Speaking of closed attractions, Star Tours at Disneyland Park is now closed for a refurbishment expected to last for at least 3 months. Construction walls block the ride's entrance. A cover is up on one of the Lightning Lane tap points outside the walls. Signs on the construction walls read, "Star Tours flights are canceled during refurbishment. Please enjoy other Tomorrowland attractions." Though a reopening timeframe is not listed on the Star Tours operating calendar, cast members at the attraction's entrance said it would be closed through at least September. There are also construction walls blocking the attraction's exit inside the Star Trader gift shop. Star Tours is among the now 7 Disneyland Resort attractions now closed for refurbishment or closing for refurbishment during the resort's 70th anniversary celebration. Yeah, 7. A video posted to TikTok shows 2 guests being escorted off Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland, presumably after exiting the boat. The video does not show the guests exiting the ride vehicle, however, you can see a female guest seated near one of the ride's animatronics. She is speaking and gesturing towards a second guest hidden by props. In the short clip, all of the ride boats are stopped, while little can be heard behind the TikTok sound, warning and ride announcements are being made. Shortly after the video begins, a cast member arrives and speaks with the guests before leading them away, likely to a permanent ban from Disneyland. You can check out the video captured by TikTok user Shades2K5 on our website. Coincidentally, this occurred just a few days after 2 incidents over at Epcot's Living with the Land, when one guest fell into the water while trying to receive their dropped cell phone, and another was caught dipping their cooling towel in the ride's water flume. Disneyland Resort recently announced that the Pirates of the Caribbean will return to offering a standby queue only on June 30th, 2025, and will no longer be offering a lightning lane. Tinkerbell is meeting guests once again in Pixie Hollow as the area has reopened after a 9-month refurbishment at Disneyland Park. The construction walls were removed from around Pixie Hollow earlier this week after the announcement was made that the meet and greet would reopen on June 29th. Pixie Hollow is in Fantasyland between the hub and Matterhorn bobsleds. The area is fairy-sized with tiny props like boats with leaf sails. Guests can see some of Tinkerbell's friends represented here as well. Though the statue of Periwinkle has been removed, the spot where the statue once stood is not covered and the blanket of snow is still present. The area where a second fairy meet and greet was previously available has been turned into a holding area for guests to wait for Tinkerbell. In the past, guests could meet some of the other residents of Pixie Hollow. Tinkerbell meets daily in Pixie Hollow, usually from 8:15 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and from 11:15 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. daily. We recommend checking the Disneyland app or website for up-to-date times on the day of your visit. I said this before on previous weeks. Please, Disney, bring back the other fairy meet and greets. There's no reason for it just to be Tinkerbell. During Disneyland After Dark Pride Night, which it happens every year, the meet and greet with all 7 of the fairies is consistently the most popular experience at that event. So it really doesn't seem like there's definitely demand for the other Pixies to come back. So I really continue to urge Disney to please bring them back. It would be incredibly popular and a wonderful little addition. And clearly those movies still hold relevance to many, many people. So again, I am just begging Disney to please bring back those characters. Anyway, moving on. The single rider option has returned to the Indiana Jones adventure in Disneyland Park. Despite returning for a brief stint in the summer of 2021, the single rider option at Indiana Jones Adventure has been missing for some time. However, the queue for single rider guests has returned as of June 27th. Previously, single rider guests were given a small pink card when joining the line. Now guests are given a larger laminated card on a lanyard. Information on one side is written in English, the opposite side is written in Spanish. The pass allows guests to enter through the single rider queue, however, it does not guarantee immediate boarding. Parties will be separated, and all ride guidelines still apply. Guests looking to utilize this line will need to ask a cast member if they are currently operating single rider, and if they are, cast members will hand guests one of the lanyards. Then, guests enter through the attraction's exit instead of the normal entrance. The last time this option was offered, guests were sent up an elevator into a holding pen once reaching the load platform. With this updated version of the single rider queue, cast members will send guests up the stairs with the rest of the line. After the staircase, guests will be pulled from the line just as with standby or lightning lane guests. We tested the returning offering and waited 22 minutes in the single rider line versus a 40-minute posted wait time. Of course, it is important to note that single rider does not guarantee a shorter wait time. Other rides at Disneyland Resort that offer a single rider line include Goofy Sky School, Grizzly River Run, Space Mountain, Incredicoaster, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Radiator Springs Racers, Soarin' Around the World, Web Slingers, A Spider-Man Adventure, and Matterhorn Bobsledge, which is currently closed for refurbishment. Earlier this year, the full Indiana Jones Temple of the Forbidden Eye pre-show was restored at Disneyland Park after 5 years. You can check it out right here on our YouTube channel. The Haunted Mansion at Disneyland will close temporarily next month, likely to receive its annual The Nightmare Before Christmas holiday overlay. Disney previously confirmed Haunted Mansion Holiday would return this Halloween season. According to its calendar on the attraction's webpage, the ride will be closed beginning on Monday, August 11th, 2025. While this closure has not been confirmed to be for the holiday overlay, the time frame for the switch lines up. The ride is scheduled to reopen as Haunted Mansion Holiday on August 22nd, which will be open through January 7th, 2026. In 2024, the holiday overlay reopened early in July because the ride had been closed since the previous holiday season. In years before, the holiday overlay opens around September 1st. During its 2024 closure, the classic attraction received updates, updated grounds, an ADA-accessible elevator, and Madame Leota's Somewhere Beyond gift shop. When the regular version of the Haunted Mansion returned in January 2025, it debuted a new version of the Bride. Haunted Mansion Holiday, featuring the Nightmare Before Christmas characters and decorations, is up annually through Halloween and Christmas. Though the overlay is approximately the same every year, it always features a couple of updates generally and a new unique gingerbread display in the ballroom scene. You can watch our video of last year's overlay right here on our YouTube channel. The Main Street Opera House at Disneyland Park has a new marquee advertising Walt Disney A Magical Life, the new Walt Disney audio animatronic show premiering in a few weeks. Disney Parks and Walt Disney Imagineering shared this photo on Instagram, highlighting the marquee. It's blue and now states the Disneyland Opera House is featuring 2 dramatic theater presentations. On the left side is the name of Walt Disney A Magical Life, while the right side lists Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. For reference, on screen now is the old marquee, which was red. Walt Disney A Magical Life will premiere on July 17th, the 70th anniversary date of Disneyland Park. Although the marquee does not make this clear, it is set to perform solo for the duration of the 70th anniversary celebration through the summer of 2026. It will then rotate performances with Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. Walt Disney A Magical Life will open with a viewing of the 15-minute documentary Walt Disney One Man's Dream, which previously has been open at Disney's Hollywood Studios, before revealing the Walt Disney animatronic, which will talk to guests for 2 minutes from an office set with help from historical recordings. Although some of Walt Disney's grandchildren have expressed support for the audio animatronic, his granddaughter Joanna Miller has been outspoken against the show. You can read more about Walt Disney A Magical Life on our website at www.nt.com. It's a new Pin Tuesday at Disneyland Resort, and with it come several new pins across different collections, as well as a large display frame for the Disneyland 70th Vault Collection. These pins can be all found at 20th Century Music Company on Main Street, Westward Ho Trading Company in Frontierland, and the Tomorrow Landing in Tomorrowland at Disneyland Park, and Disney Pin Traders in Downtown Disney District. Select pins from this week's drop are also available from Julius Katz & Sons in Disney California Adventure. This is the 7th monthly pin set out of 12 for Winnie the Pooh and features 2 pins, one of Pooh Bear and Roo holding hands, and another of a piece of paper that reads, "Roo has a delightful time with blue butterflies." It is $34.99. The latest pin in the Disney Windows of Attraction series depicts the Matterhorn bobsleds. The mountain looms in the background of the window, illustrated with stained glass-like panels. A forest of green trees is in front of it, with the head of the Yeti in the foreground. A silver sign that reads "Beware" sits at the top of the frame. It is $24.99. A new display frame for the Disney 70th Vault Collection series is now available for $150. This gold tone frame includes plenty of room to place your pins from this collection, as well as 3 pins that come with the display. The three pins included are flags of Mickey and Minnie Mouse and a gold tone frame illustration of Sleeping Beauty Castle and the Matterhorn. In addition, the first set of 4 for the Disneyland 70th Vault Collection have been released. This limited edition pin set includes 5 pins, 4 character flags, and 1 attraction illustration. The pins depict Sleepy and Snow White from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and Goofy and Donald Duck, who are wearing retro-futuristic-looking helmets and suits. The attraction pin at the center is an illustration of Space Mountain, and the set is $54.99. Some new updates to Disney California Adventure entertainment schedule have led to rumors that the Better Together, a Pixar Pals Celebration Parade will be pausing performances in early August of this year. Better Together, a Pixar Pals Celebration, returned to Disney California Adventure as part of the Disneyland 70th Anniversary celebrations. Better Together first debuted at the park in 2024 as part of Pixar Fest. The parade officially returned on May 16, 2025, which was the first day of the 70th Anniversary celebration. The parade currently runs at 2:30 p.m. and 5 p.m. daily, with some light variations in the case of extreme weather conditions. Why Better Together is pausing? As previously reported, Disney announced that performances of Better Together, a Pixar Pals Celebration, and the Wondrous Journeys Fireworks Spectacular will temporarily pause to make way for seasonal entertainment offerings, mainly the usual Halloween and Christmas entertainment. According to new updates on the Disneyland Resort website and entertainment schedule, Better Together is rumored to be pausing its performances in early August. The last date with parade performances times currently listed is August 3rd, with no times listed for any date on or after August 4th. This rumor is also backed by the current schedule for the Better Together, a Pixar Palace Celebration Parade dessert party, which has no availability after August 3rd either. This date would also be very similar to last year's schedule for Better Together, as the parade stopped performing on August 4th in 2024. At the moment, Wondrous Journeys is still listed with its usual performance time of 9:35 p.m. daily through August 9th, which is the latest date currently visible on the entertainment calendar. Better Together may be pausing to help Disney California Adventure prepare for the upcoming Oogie Boogie Bash, which has its first party date on August 17th. Tickets for the party open to all guests just this Thursday, and a few dates have already sold out, but most are still available, which is a rarity for Oogie Boogie Bash tickets. But yeah, if you want tickets, go get those now, because they probably will sell out at some point. Guests will also be able to book an Oogie Boogie Bash VIP tour this year, which is a new offering for 2025. At the time of the original return announcement, Disney did state that both Better Together, a Pixar Palace Celebration, and Wondrous Journeys would only be pausing performances for seasonal offerings and would return at a later date. However, there is currently no information on whether they will both return immediately following the Halloween and Christmas season, or whether they will be missing from the Disneyland Resort for a while longer. It is also worth noting that the construction of the new Coco attraction coming to Disney California Adventure may have an effect on the park's current parade routes, as the concept art for the attraction shows it taking over the parade gate at Pixar Pier. Disney has also already submitted early construction plans to Anaheim Public Works Department, implying work on the project is likely to begin soon. Disney has not made any statements yet about whether the Coco attraction will disrupt any current or future entertainment offerings. If you want to see more of the Better Together parade, we have a complete video from the parade's 2025 return right here on our YouTube channel. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsors, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest Vacations and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free! Head over to beourguestvacations.com/WWNT and their team will design your next magical vacation. From Disneyland and Walt Disney World Resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more, head over to beourguestvacations.com. Construction will soon begin on the first ever Coco ride, which will be located at Disney California Adventure at the Disneyland Resort. According to the Orange County Register, Walt Disney Imagineering has submitted early plans for the work on the upcoming Coco attraction with the Anaheim Public Works Department. The plans confirm that the ride's entrance will be located between Pixar Pier and Paradise Gardens. Concept art released earlier this month shows the ride's entrance replacing the Pixar Pier parade gate, though Disneyland Resort has not yet made any official statements regarding possible parade changes. The Coco ride itself will be constructed in the area where there is currently a backstage access road connecting to Disneyland Drive. Construction work will be focused on a backstage location bordered by Disneyland Drive, Catella Avenue, Downtown Drive, and the back of the Incredicoaster. Early work will be focused on the sidewalks, curbs, gutters, trees, planters, landscaping, irrigation, and fencing along the roads. The gate between Pixar Pier and Paradise Gardens will become a walkway to the park's Disneyland Forward expansion, with guests crossing a themed bridge over Disneyland Drive to get between Pixar Pier and the new area south of the Pixar Place Hotel. Disney announced the Coco ride at D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan event, last August. Guests will join Miguel and other characters from the film on a trip to the Land of the Dead. Other Disney California Adventure expansion projects include the addition of an Avatar Land replacing Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue, 2 new Avengers campus attractions, and outside of the park, an east side parking structure and pedestrian bridge over Harbor Boulevard. There's a lot of things we need to talk about in this announcement. First of all, again, very concerned about the future of parades at Disney California Adventure because Disney has not made it clear what exactly their plans are regarding this and what the future of parades is going to look like. Obviously, we just talked about Better Together is closing in a few short days, or just a couple weeks, actually. But Disney hasn't said if that's coming back next summer. With this construction, they haven't given a date. It's very concerning, and I really hope that we get some more information about it soon because, again, parades at California Adventure are a long-standing legacy going back to opening day with the infamous Eureka Parade. A few months, Main Street Electrical Parade ran there for close to 10 years. There is a Pixar Play Parade, which is one of the greatest parades of all time. There is a long-standing legacy here, and it is a huge moneymaker for the park. If you've watched Better Together, which if you know me, I've done my fair share of times. if you follow the parade down through where the dessert party area is, there is not a singular date where that is not completely sold out. So it is incredibly clear that not only are parades a crowd favorite at this park, they are also a huge moneymaker, given that that dessert party is $90 per person and it is constantly completely sold out. So this would really be a very short-sighted decision if they choose to go through with this. I really hope they don't. I really hope, or not that they go through with this, they'll obviously go through with this, but I hope that they choose to make a version of this project where it is a possibility for parades to come back to this park after a short period of time. It's very concerning, though. They have not said anything. I really hope that we hear something about this soon, because I'm getting very, very worried. Additionally, there is another thing that has to be said here, which is this is the first project that will actually utilize the legislation that was passed in Disneyland Forward. They are making it clear that they are working on creating that bridge over Disneyland Drive and moving guests across the street to what is currently the Simba parking lot next to Pixar Place Hotel. But there's also a little bit of a history lesson real quick. That road that they're talking about, that backstage access road, that used to be guest-facing. From 2001 to I believe when Cars Land construction started. If you remember, back in the day, there used to be that entrance on Harbor Boulevard where there was the big Disneyland Marquee that you could drive through, and you would be sent around this bypass behind DCA around to Disneyland Drive, and then you could go up to make a U-turn to enter Mickey and Friends, which, yes, by the way, that is real. The official entrance to Disneyland off of Harbor Boulevard, the official entrance for the entire resort, the main entrance, involved you making a U-turn, but that is a completely hilarious and otherwise unimportant anecdote. But that road has been just kind of sitting there, closed to guests since, I believe, 2008, so it's very nice that they're finally doing something with it, but this is a very interesting project. It's going to be interesting to see where and how Coco fits in all of this, where a new parade route is going to come from and step off from and run to. This is going to be a very interesting project, and I really hope we hear about more from it soon, because it's getting concerning, the lack of communication about parades and what is that going to be in the next couple of months and years. So really, really hope that Disney breaks their silence on this soon, because it's starting to get a little worrying. Anyway, we're moving on. The first signs of a new building or construction structure are now visible above the construction walls in Avengers campus at Disney California Adventure. The land is about to double in size with an expansion including 2 new attractions. This blocked-off walkway usually connects Avengers campus and Cars Land. It closed in April, and a wall behind it that included a Bugs Land Easter egg was torn down earlier this month. Now, a basic steel structure has taken the wall's place. The structure is just barely taller than the construction walls and is made up of multiple vertical supports and roofs. Though not confirmed, this area is rumored to be getting a new bathroom facility, and this structure may be the start of that building. The new attractions, Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab, are expected to take over more backstage space. A construction vehicle is parked behind the new parking structure, which helps fix the sightlines polluted by the wall's demolition. Imagineering originally designed the area so the elements of Cars Land would not be visible from within Avengers campus. The structure may be part of the construction equipment or temporary facilities as the site is prepared for significant changes. Clearly, I'm not going to say Disney's listening to me, because they're not. I'm sure this was planned from the start, but as I ranted about last week, I was very concerned that that sightline problem, mainly not only with the Radiator Springs Racers Cadillac range, but also the electric pylons behind the park. That was something I was very concerned about. Clearly, Disney did think about that, and there is an effort being put to make sure that that sightline remains intact. So I want to very much applaud Disney for this, and thank you for keeping sightlines intact. That is very much appreciated among us fans, and this is great. I very much appreciate them quelling my worries, per se, of making sure that these sightlines that were such an important part of this overhaul in 2012 are maintained as the park goes through its next major expansion. So, yeah, I just want to say that it is appreciated, and I want to applaud Disney for sticking to their sightline vision. Anyway. New dimensional displays featuring Mickey and Friends have been unveiled at the windows outside of the Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live theater in Disney California Adventure. Though the new Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live show premiered last month, these windows have been covered by decals until this past week. The decals have finally been removed, and the windows now show off dimensional displays of Mickey and his friends. The characters all appear in their designs in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse cartoons, which is being revived as the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus in July. Seen in the largest window are Mickey and Minnie. The titular clubhouse is in the background with an animation effect making it rock back and forth. Daisy Duck and Pluto are placed in another window. Sitting behind them are two buildings matching their colors and style, such as a purple house with flowers for Daisy. The last window features Goofy jumping for joy near his house, which resembles the shape of his green hat. The new Clubhouse-themed show at Disney California Adventure replaced Disney Junior Dance Party, which closed in March. The show performs in the Disney Theater in Hollywoodland. Watch our video of the new show right here on our YouTube channel. The original Mickey Mouse Clubhouse cartoon aired from 2006 to 2016. The new show continues the adventure of Mickey and pals from the original global hit and will feature the iconic Hot Dog song performed by They Might Be Giants. It will also include appearances by Duffy the Disney Bear. 'Tis the season, well, spooky season that is, and it may be a little early to start celebrating quite yet, but the Disneyland Resort is getting ready. We found the new Halloween shirts at Elias & Company on Buena Vista Street at Disney California Adventure, though they are likely to be available across the resort soon. Looking to get your Ghoul Squad matching t-shirts? One of the new Halloween tees features Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle in their witchiest fits surrounded by bats. Spiderwebs sprawl in the background. Above the trio, black text with orange outline reads, "Let's go, ghouls." The shirt is heather gray and straight cut with a standard crew neckline. It is included in the buy two or more for $24.99 each promotion running at this time. Otherwise, solo, it is $29.99. The second Halloween shirt is a straight-cut tee in bright orange, a graphic of Mickey and friends each wrapped in bandages as a troop of mummies sits under the Disneyland Resort logo. The crew are flocked by bats. In the background is a sketch-style illustration of Sleeping Beauty Castle. This shirt is also included in the buy two or more for $24.99 each promotion running at this time, but is $29.99 if you choose to buy only one. Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort kicks off on August 22nd and runs through October 31st. However, the separately ticketed Oogie Boogie Bash event begins on August 17th this year. Which Disneyland Halloween shirt will your Boo Crew choose? Let us know in the comments of this video. New walls have been installed on the rooftop of the Mickey and Friends parking structure at Disneyland Resort. On the top floor of the parking garage structure on the Mickey and Friends side, several areas have been blocked off by construction walls made of supports and scrim. Parking cast members are sending guests down the wrong way down row 3 so that the cars are traveling in the opposite direction of the arrow painted on the surface of the garage. It's unclear what the walls are for, as no project has been announced by Disney at this time. It may just be under a general refurbishment. The connected Pixar Pals parking garage suffered a fire earlier this year, but the construction likely has nothing to do with it, as it was on the opposite side of the building. Technically in a separate building, in fact, as Pixar Pals parking structure is a separate building from the Mickey and Friends structure, though they are connected by bridge. In other Disneyland parking news, the resort recently announced that a new parking structure and pedestrian bridge will be constructed as part of Disneyland Forward on the east side of the resort complex. The former Tortilla Joe's Taqueria building has been completely demolished at the downtown Disney districts, while other areas are receiving new updates. In our last update onto the Tortilla Joe's building, the second-story walls had been removed and crews had begun tearing down the walls around the first floor. Now, save one cinder block structure near the ground, the former Tortilla Joe's and Taqueria have been completely demolished to make way for new eateries at the downtown Disney district and Disneyland Resort. Tortilla Joe's closed permanently in March of 2024. The Taqueria closed the following month. Demolition didn't begin, however, until February of 2025. Beyond the construction walls, there is not much left of the former building other than the cinder block structure. While these blocks will likely be removed soon, it is possible this support will be used for the construction of the new replacement building. From the Disneyland monorail, we get a look at the side facing toward a backstage area. Over on this side, there is a work site located in a parking lot that is blocked off by green scrims on fences. A pile of rubble and some construction equipment is all that remains in the area. An updated Braille map reflects the complete removal of Tortilla Joe's and the Taqueria. This spot is set to become Arthur & Sons Steak and Bourbon, a classic steakhouse with a center bar, and Pearl's Roadside Barbecue, a quick-service eatery. New side-facing signs have also been installed at the exteriors of both the D-Lander shop and Avengers Reserve. The D-Lander sign is circular and features "The" in gold lettering and D-Lander in green lettering, similar to the store's main sign over the door. The D is written in the classic Gothic Disneyland logo font, and shop is written in green lettering over a gold oval. A smaller, featuring Pandora sign hangs from the main circle. Meanwhile, the new Avengers Reserve sign is simply a circular black and white version of the Avengers A logo. During a previous visit, scaffolding had been set up and the old facade had been revealed as construction continued on the former ESPN Zone building. Now, most of that scaffolding has been removed to reveal an updated facade. The new facade is mostly white with hidden Mickey panels added between the columns. Each column has a different color stripe matching the height of the new panels. Charcoal gray overhangs have also been added above the lower windows. No longer a gaping hole, and now a large window replaces the former ESPN Zone entrance. The windows still have spacers and some small pieces of tape, so work is not complete yet. The Mickey panels continue around the side of the store, where some black covered scaffolding still remains. A new Lululemon store will be in this section of the former ESPN Zone building, which is being turned into a multiple storefront complex. The store will feature athletic apparel, footwear, and accessories. Although the ESPN Zone officially closed in 2018, it has been used at various times for temporary opportunities, such as Magic Band, Plus shops, and a photo op experience. Think of a Mermaid Lagoon under a magical moon. Now imagine that Mermaid Lagoon on a mug, and that's what the newest Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar mug will look like. The Disneyland Resort 70th Celebration Mermaid Lagoon mug Disney Artist Showcase featuring Coppertop will be available via mobile order only on the Disneyland app on July 24th while supplies last. Inspired by Peter Pan, 1953, it features a trio of mermaids under a waterfall: Captain Hook's flying pirate ship, the Jolly Roger, and Tick-Tock the Crocodile. It honors 70 years of Disneyland by representing some existing and distinct Disneyland offerings. Peter Pan's Flight is an opening day Disneyland park attraction that continues to operate to this day, but the park also once featured mermaids swimming inside the lagoon near Tomorrowland. Captain Hook's ship was also featured as a pirate-themed restaurant in a pond alongside Skull Rock until 1983. Guests can place their mobile orders through the Trader Sam's mug release listing as early as 6 a.m. Pacific time on that date. Arrival windows for pickup are between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. in the Grand Ballroom of the Disneyland Hotel. Guests will be able to have their mugs signed by the artist, plus enjoy music and themed photo ops. If there are still mugs left after July 24th, they will be available for purchase at Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar starting on July 25th. Construction walls have gone up in Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa for construction of a new concierge lounge. As we have previously reported, Disney's Grand Californian Hotel is undergoing an extensive refurbishment. Themed construction walls have been present in several of the hallways, and various sections of the hotel facade have now been wrapped in scaffolding. Napa Rose is currently closed for a transformation, with Princess Breakfast Adventures temporarily relocated to the Trillium Room. Storyteller's Cafe was also closed for refurbishment earlier this year, though it has since reopened. The hotel also got new Disney California Adventure entrance gates as part of the larger rollout of new park gates around the Disneyland Resort. However, a new set of construction walls have now been added to Disney's Grand Californian for a different reason. These construction walls are located on the 6th floor outside of the veranda, which is a pre-existing club-level lounge. The walls block off an overlook that will become the new concierge-level lounge. The new location is expected to open in 2026 and will be 2 stories tall. The design will draw inspiration from giant sequoias, continuing the lobby's forest theme. The construction walls are designed to somewhat blend in with the regular walls. They are off-white with brown borders, just like the walls seen around other areas in the building. They end right before the exit doors at the end of the hallway. As part of this work, windows over the lobby have been covered with scrim, so construction work isn't visible. Light still comes through the scrim into the lobby, however. We expect the scrim will remain until most of the construction work in this area is completed. A new Disneyland 70 design was recently unveiled for the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. The Los Angeles, San Diego, San Luis Obispo, Los San Rail Corridor Agency debuted the new artwork when the car was placed into service on Wednesday. According to KTLA-5, Los San Agency Chair and City of Fullerton Mayor Fred Jung said the following about the wrap: "We are thrilled to be a part of the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration. Taking the Pacific Surfliner to one of the world's most iconic and beloved destinations makes magical memories the moment your journey begins." The limited-time design features Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy in their 70th anniversary attire. Silhouettes of Sleeping Beauty Castle and Pixar Pal-Around are also showcased on the blue background with streamers and confetti. The middle of the train's new wrap, which features the official logo for the Disneyland Resort 70th anniversary, was also revealed during the event. It features a purple 70 with pink castle towers and a streak of stars. The happiest place on Earth is written just below in black lettering. According to KTLA-5, the Pacific Surfliner travels along a 351-mile coastal rail route through San Diego, Orange, Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara, and San Luis Obispo counties. For the absolute latest on all these stories and those that didn't make it into today's show, head over to WWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms at Disneyland News Today. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Be sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of Disneyland News Today. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WWNT Inner Globe Society at patreon.com/WWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For Disneyland News Today, this is Arlo saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.